by Benson Ocheng, who is an environmental law expert. Many thanks for making time. Welcome to Bottom Line Africa.
Pleasure, Jesse.
Let's break this down, and perhaps starting at the most basic level. We've all heard about the Paris Climate Accord, where various world leaders actually got together in 2015, if I'm not wrong,
Sure.
to charter a way forward in terms of combating this particular challenge. Let's talk about the Paris Climate Accord and what it means for not just Africa, but the world.
Well, Paris Climate Accord is very important in terms of addressing this agenda, principally because it is a follow-up to what we used to call the Kyoto Protocol. And the essence of that agreement is that at least the global community got a rallying point around which they could work to address the question of climate change. It flows from a mother convention, which we call the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. If you recall, the UNFCCC, UNFCCC was agreed in Brazil in 1992. For those who remember, this was put forward as the Global Earth Summit. And so from 1992 to 2015, we were basically working on the basis of the UNFCCC, and the important instrument from 2000 and from 1997 was the Kyoto Protocol. Now, we call it Framework Convention because when the global community agrees on an instrument called a framework treaty or a framework convention, it means that the nitty-gritties of how it would be implemented are left for further negotiations.
Okay.
That is why the Kyoto Protocol was very important following the agreement on the UNFCCC in 1997. Now, the Kyoto Protocol had a lifespan, a period within which it was supposed to be renegotiated, and another successor to the Kyoto Protocol agreed. So the joy in 2015 was that the global community agreed another convention or treaty to succeed the Kyoto Protocol. Without the Paris Agreement, it would have meant that there is no binding treaty, global treaty, directing how countries are going to work together to address the problem of climate change. That is why it is such a big deal, and that is why it was such a joy in 2015. The other important thing is that unlike the Kyoto Protocol, there was almost unanimous agreement on the Paris Agreement, right?
Yes.
Because, as you know, the United States wasn't party to the Kyoto Protocol, and you know it is the biggest global greenhouse gas emitter. Between the US and China and many other big polluters like Russia and India and Brazil and all that, there was virtually unanimous agreement in Paris in 2015 under the aegis of the Paris Agreement. And that is why it was very important, because without it, it would have meant that there is no binding treaty or agreement around which countries would base their actions and commitments to address the big problem that the young girl there is saying, the biggest threat to humanity at the moment.
Okay. Even as we talk about the treaty, we well know right now as it stands, the United States of America does not seem well invested in staying in the Paris Climate Accord, perhaps because it's one of the biggest emitters of CO2, greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. But let's take a look at the current talks that are happening in Poland. Previously, it has been a challenge in terms of bringing on board each and every representative from various countries around the world, especially in terms of financing, where the developed countries, the highest emitters, are supposed to fund in order to make sure that the developing countries who are facing adverse effects of climate change are actually in a capacity to face these effects. Talk about drought, we talk about flooding and all that. In terms of financing, do you think there will be a breakthrough even as we chart a way forward?
Financing is always a very difficult issue when you are talking in a global context, partly because the resources are difficult to come by, and priorities always exist elsewhere, let alone the fact that some of the richest countries, and in this particular case, the United States stands out, are actually very skeptical about the whole issue of climate change. Just to revisit some important issues you've mentioned about the position of the United States, because it's very much linked to financing and commitments and what is going on in Poland right now. Now, in 2015, as I indicated, there was almost unanimity on the Paris Agreement.
Allow me to cut you short.
Sure.
Let's just link up with the latest developments happening in the climate change conference that is happening in Poland. The World Health Organization has actually called a sideline press conference in order to highlight the link between